Hello everyone, happy 1st of July. I'm doing another update video, my mid-year updates, because I like to talk about what I've been up to for the first half of the year and what plans I have for the latter half. So I've got a list of things to talk about here because it's been pretty mid-year really so far. I mean, I've done some stuff. There's definitely been some activity, and I've definitely finished some things that needed finishing. But I'm just going to sort of run through some of the stuff that I think is more important. So I think for starters, back in January, February, I said in my update video that I would finish Far Cry 5, which I did go on to do. I literally started up Far Cry 5 again, I think it was the same week that the update video went out, and I ended up finishing that by the end of February. So that was fantastic that I managed to finish Far Cry 5, and I even went on and did one of its DLC. I do still want to do the other two DLC for that game. I know that one of the other DLCs is about the same as the one I've already done in length, which means I could possibly do it in a single stream like the one that I already did. But then there's a third DLC which is apparently a lot longer. It's like several hours, so that one I would have to do in like 2 or 3 streams. So we'll see if I come back to that at some point in the future and play those other DLCs, because I don't know, Far Cry 5 is kind of fun, and it may not be a bad idea to jump into it for a bit of a laugh at some point. So yeah, Far Cry 5 is done, which is fantastic. I've continued my Skyrim playthrough. That's obviously been an ongoing thing since even before this year started. Got up to part 60. Did the live streams that I wanted to do, parts 59 and 60, although I did run into an issue with Uthgood, my companion, vanishing. I will work around that when the time comes to go back to Skyrim. I'm obviously on a break with it at the moment because I'm back on a Hat in Time, which I've only literally just got back to before the end of June. But suffice to say, I will go back to Skyrim once a Hat in Time is done. And when I do, I'm going to have to sort out that issue with the fact that my companion's vanished. I'm going to have to get back Dawnbreaker and find a new companion. Yeah, it's going to be silly, but we'll figure it out and we'll work our way forward. It's not the biggest loss. It's upsetting, but it's not the biggest loss in the world. And I'm not going back to do my entire 3-hour like building stream just so that I can have Uthgood back. There's just no point. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is with Skyrim. But that's another thing that's been ongoing. June has been really active, actually. Yeah. Oh right, the Portal Nights thing is on my list as well. Yeah, because I did a random Out of the Blue Portal Night stream. I think that was in June. Or it might have been in May actually. But yeah, I've decided to just like play it again one day. And I've decided I'm going back to it because even though I finished the final boss, there's still more levels to unlock, there's still more quests to do. My character is not top level yet, and to be honest, I kind of do just want to play it casually because it was a fun game to play back in the day, and I don't think there's any problem with me going back and continuing to play on the file that I've already been playing on. And then at some point in the future, when I've done that, maybe I can do a different character with a different class or something like that and play through it again. But that's Portal Nights, so that's maybe at some point going to continue. I'm thinking after A Hat in Time is done, because Skyrim is an ongoing thing, so random streams scattered about in amongst episodes of Skyrim is pretty much the thing for me. So I'll do A Hat in Time, and then when that's done and I go back to Skyrim, I'll like scatter things about. I'll do like, you know, Portal Nights here, I'll do a Far Cry 5 here, that sort of thing. So, but that's the Portal Night situation. Then there was what was it? Oh yeah, right again in June. I decided to continue editing my Ocarina of Time videos, and I edited from part 13 up to part 21. All of those parts are ready to be uploaded. Of course, I did originally say that I would very likely not upload any more episodes until all of the series was finished. And my idea was originally to finish the entire series, to do all of the episodes, but I got to session 6 out of 10, which is beyond episode 21, and I ran into issues with the commentary. It's fine, it's just there's background noise, and what I usually do is stick it in Audacity to do noise removal, and for some reason the settings I'm using for that specific like commentary, as well as like session 7 and 8 and everything, is causing it to peak. The distance that we were from the microphone, me and my brother, when we recorded that, for some reason is like causing it so that when I remove all the background noise, his voice is smooth and fine and easy to listen to, but mine is really chippy and peaks a lot and sounds really graty and noisy, which is kind of annoying to listen to, and I don't really know how to fix it. I'm gonna have to go back to it at some point and maybe give up on the background noise removal and just maybe remove half the background noise instead of most of it, just so that my voice remains somewhat smooth, because otherwise it's going to be really difficult to listen to those videos. So yeah, but I might end up uploading parts 13 to 21 before I do the rest of the series. I might go back on my word on that, because it is basically half of the game. By episode 21, I think we finished the Fire Temple, so we're basically halfway through the game, and plus it's session 5 out of 6 as well, so yeah, we're basically half of the sessions, and I think that would be fine to leave it like that for now. I still think I could finish it by the end of the year, so I hope so. I mean, 6 months is a long time, but you just don't know how things are going to work out. I mean, if I find the right settings for session 6, then that should apply to every other session, because it was all recorded exactly the same. It's just because from session 5 to 6, it was like a 10-month break, because I went home and then I came back to my brother's months later, and we continued recording the game. So we took down the setup and then we set it back up in a little bit of a different way the second time round. So if I can find the right settings for session 6, I should be able to do all the other sessions the same way, and then I should just be able to carry on. But it's just finding the moment to actually sit down and sort out session 6. So I'll get there when I get there. But that's the situation with Ocarina of Time right now. I wanted to talk about my brother and the potential for us to do stuff together in the future, because I actually spoke to him yesterday about it. Me and him, we were hanging out over the weekend. He came down with my nephew, and we just sort of like were having family get together and stuff. And I asked him about potentially getting like a word from him to throw into this video, and I ended up just deciding not to and just talking to him instead and getting his point. And well, the roundabout point is he's a dad. He has 2 kids. He has basically 0 time to do anything of the like that we used to do. He still wants to finish Spyro. That is pretty much the only thing he has guaranteed he wants to finish with me at some point. That is really up in the air though. It could be this year, could be next year, don't know. But at some point he would like to sit down and just finish Spyro. I suggested that we finish it by post-commentary rather than live commentary. I could just record the end of the game and then we could just talk over the footage, because it would be a lot easier that way. Because normally what I would do is just practice so I know what I'm doing before we sat down to do a live playthrough, and I don't know when we're going to get a chance to actually play, so I can't anticipate. I might do a practice playthrough and then he ends up flaking, and 2, 3, 6, 7, 10 months, a year goes by before we actually end up doing it. So I just don't want to do a practice playthrough. I'd rather just play through, get the recording, and then we could just talk over it when we've got a chance. So that may be the way that Spyro ends, unfortunately, with post-commentary. But, you know, it needs to be finished, so... But that's the Spyro situation, and my brother, you know, he's not really going to be doing videos with me anymore, which is fine. You know, he's got kids, you know, he's got my nephews, lovely, lovely boy, and my niece, so what can you do? So that's pretty much the overall sort of stuff. As for like month by month stuff, I've not really done all that much the last 6 months. I've tried my best to do bits and pieces here and there. Back in January, I played Skydrift for Gaming Shenanigans. I did end up carrying on playing that game and doing about half of it before stopping. But it was fun, and you know, I did potentially think about doing more videos on it, but yeah, 2 videos is usually enough for Game Shenanigans, especially for something as sort of fast-paced and basic as Skydrift is. It's just a racing game, so it was fun though. And then in February I did Castlevania, which I wanted to mention that especially actually because I meant to do more. I was supposed to play through the whole game. I think there's 6 levels in Castlevania, in the original Castlevania, and I did 2 of them. And I was going to do 2 more Game Shenanigans, like 2 levels in each, and I've still not gone back to it. Because I promised Fang, Silver Grayscale, that I would play the whole game. And this was back in February, so that was, you know, that's like 4 months back now. And I would like to go back to it at some point, right? But I got so pissed off with level 3. I have the footage of me playing level 3 and attempting level 4, and I gave up at level 4 because I was so fucking pissed off. And I realised, like, I can't play this like the same way someone who played it when they were a kid would have learned how to play it. You know, I would have to use save states because for me, the pattern recognition just doesn't work. The way that like my brain does pattern recognition because of modern games is not the same as the way that people's minds did pattern recognition in classic NES titles like Contra and Castlevania and Metroid and stuff like that. Puzzle solving skills don't transition between a game like fucking Castlevania and a game like, I don't know, Cavern of Dreams. I don't know, it just doesn't, like, it doesn't translate. You know, it's a different kind of mental capacity needed for that kind of puzzle solving. So, but Castlevania is a good game and has great music, and I don't mind the idea of going back to play through the rest. I'm just gonna have to do it my way. So that will happen at some point before the year's done, but when, I don't know. So, but that was February. Back in January, I actually played Ori and the Blind Forest. That wasn't for video though. That was off video. That was one of the sort of, you know, I wanted to play some games without recording, and I did actually record a little bit of my blind playthrough of that. But that's on my second channel and private. Actually, that was something that's also on my list to talk about. My second channel. I mentioned back in my January update that I had a second channel and it didn't have much on it, and I wanted to put stuff on it. And I put tons of stuff on there. Throughout the end of last year and the beginning of this year, I recorded a ton of vlogs of me just playing games, chatting and rambling and just having a good time. And I recorded a bit of myself playing Ori and the Blind Forest blind when I was first playing it in January. And I recorded Cavern of Dreams in March when that came out, because it came out on the 29th of February. So throughout March, I recorded my playthrough of it. I actually recorded my entire playthrough of that game, except for like a couple of egg collectibles that I didn't record myself getting. So yeah, I mean, that, you know, there's a bunch of stuff on there that's private, and the only reason that stuff's private is because I figured, like, I'm just archiving it, and if I actually want it to be public, I'll re-download it and I'll edit it and then I'll re-upload it edited, so that like anything too personal is removed, and, you know, maybe potentially make it a little more watchable. You know, because they are camera pointing at a TV thing. But I have, you know, with everything else that's been going on in my life, I haven't found a moment to go to my second channel to sort out those videos the way that I originally intended to back in January, because I talked about, you know, uploading some of my old vlogs from like 2010 as public after editing them. And I wanted to do that, but again, just ran into too many other things that I needed to do, so I just sort of gave up on that and just sort of kept archiving and uploading stuff to the channel for the purpose of going back to it. But when I actually get a chance to go back and do that is up in the air. I've got things I want to do on my main channel, and that takes up most of my YouTube time, so I don't have the time at the moment to go to my second channel. But when I've done like everything I sort of need to do on my first channel by maybe next year at some point, I may well use that opportunity to go back to my second channel and start working on that. In fact, that may become my full-time main thing that I do once I sort of kind of retire this channel a bit. So yeah, that's the second channel situation. I mentioned Cavern of Dreams. I played that in March, yeah, and then I played Clive and Wrench off video. I did gaming shenanigans on that as well, but I didn't play the whole game. I only played 4 worlds of Clive and Wrench. I got 4 worlds in, and I got distracted by Cavern of Dreams, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, Clive and Wrench was later in the month, so no, it wasn't Cavern of Dreams. I think I got distracted by something or other, and I ended up not going back to Clive and Wrench. I thought it was quite good. Actually, I made my point on that. I don't think it's the best game in the world. I think it's got tons of problems, but I can see where the developer's coming from, and I appreciate the effort put into it. And it can be kind of fun. So, but that's I need to go back and finish playing that off camera, of course. May was when things started to pick up, I think. In May, it was the 15th anniversary of Minecraft, right? And I celebrated by, for the first time in a long time, doing a couple of what I call shit posts, although they weren't really shit posts. There was the Shining ending parody for Minecraft, which showed off my first Minecraft screenshot, and then there was the video montage of clips from pretty much all the Minecraft videos I've ever done. And that was, well, both of those videos took a long fucking time to do. I did those over 2 days, and each one took more than several hours each to do. You wouldn't think so with how short they ended up being, but there's a lot of effort behind the scenes in making something like that, and I was very, very proud of them. I thought they were really good. I thought the 15 I thought the 15 years video, the montage video, could have been better. There were clips I would have liked to have moved around, maybe removed and replaced with other things. But you know, you deal with what you got, and it's a good video that, you know, pays respect and homage to the history I have with Minecraft, despite the fact I don't really like modern Minecraft. So yeah, that was really great that I managed to pull something like that off. Off camera in May, because I didn't do a gaming shenanigans, I was playing Hell Pie. I wanted to do a gaming shenanigans on it. It is actually on the PlayStation 4, so I played it on the Switch, and then I picked it up when it was on sale on the PlayStation 4, and I was going to do a gaming shenanigans on it, but I never found a moment to do that in May. So, and I didn't find a moment to do it in June either. So I've played through Hell Pie on the Switch, and I want to do something special on the PS4. I was thinking possibly of doing like a Tony Hawk's Project 8 or Red Faction Guerrilla style thing that I did way back when with the highlights. I could just play an hour and then cut it down into the sort of primary parts, because I know the game, I know where the funny stuff is, I know where all of the entertaining stuff is, so I could just sort of cut out the bits where it's, you know, just me wandering to these places, and then just show the bits where I'm showing these places off. And it could be fun to do that, I don't know. But I'll see what time I actually have and whether I get a chance to do that, because Hell Pie was quite entertaining and fun in some ways at least, and I think it'd be fun to do a game of shenanigans on it. If I could pull that off, then that would be making up for the fact there was no game of shenanigans in May. As for June, there wasn't really a game of shenanigans in June. I did upload F-Zero 99, but that technically is from February, because it was recorded in February. So yeah, that one, I don't know if I count that. But if I could do a Hell Pie for July to make up for the lack of one in May, and then maybe do another gaming shenanigans as well in July to make up for the fact the F-Zero one wasn't really a June gaming shenanigans, I think I'd be happy with that. I also didn't do anything in April. There was like nothing in April, so I don't know, maybe, yeah, I've got to try and make up for that, really. April was a really just nothing month, so that's a real shame. But then what else did we do in June? Did the F-Zero, did the Nintendo Direct reaction, which, I don't, you know, Nintendo Directs are alright sometimes. I thought it was pretty good. I thought there was some interesting stuff there, so I don't know, I figured, fuck it, why not? Like, I don't really take the opportunity very often to do such content, so I might as well. I could have cut more out of it. I was a bit like flabbergasted that I kept in like 10 minutes of me rambling about Donkey Kong and fucking Metal Slug that just didn't need to be there. I mean, people only really want the reactions, they don't want the discussion that when the Direct is still going on, you know. But there was just so much nothing in the Direct that I just ended up talking over the stuff that wasn't interesting, so at least to me anyway. And then, yeah, Hat in Time is back. That was the last thing on my list there. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything. That's pretty much the full scale of everything that's happened in the last 6 months. It's actually been quite a bit more than I would have thought. And we're picking up now as the summer comes. We're picking up. I've got a Hat in Time back. I've edited more of Ocarina and may well upload more of those before I, continue with editing the rest of the stuff. I want to do some more gaming shenanigans. At some point in the future, probably not this year, I will eventually sort out the second channel and show you guys some of the videos I recorded this year, as well as going back all the way to 2010. But we'll see how that pans out. I don't really have a lot of other plans, frankly. I'm going to continue Skyrim when A Hat in Time is done. Stream wise, like, I want to finish Far Cry 5, and that's pretty much it. I think after that there might be like some streams on some other stuff. Maybe I had thought about potentially doing a stream playthrough of Forager to make up for the fact that my Forager series never got finished. But again, that's like in the sort of maybe stage right now. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the end all be all of this update. I don't think there's anything else to mention, to be honest. At this point in the year, I actually still don't have any idea what to do for my 10th anniversary for this channel. Obviously, I celebrated my YouTube 10th anniversary in April 2021, but this year is my 10th anniversary of this specific channel, The Humble Gamer. So I don't know what to fucking do for that 10th anniversary. I mean, I pulled off a pretty big fucking thing with the Minecraft 15th anniversary videos I did. So maybe I could pull something similar off with my 10th anniversary. I don't know. The thing is, like, I've always wanted to do, like a highlight reel of my channel, because I did one back in the day for my first year, but it's so hard to do because you have to go back through your videos and remember where all the things are that you want. You have to download them, you have to find the clip that you want, and you have to match it up with whatever you're doing with the video, if it's got music attached to it or something like that. I don't know, it's a difficult thing to pull off, and I don't know if I've got the time for it. So yeah, I'm just going to continue with what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going to continue with A Hat in Time. I will continue with Skyrim when A Hat in Time is done. I will continue Portal Knights as well. That'll be the thing after well, actually, what am I streaming right now? I'm not really streaming anything at the moment, am I, technically? But I've got my hands full with A Hat in Time, really, as it stands. Well, I might do a stream during the course of my Hat in Time playthrough. I might do a stream. I'll do, like, maybe a Portal Knights or two, or maybe I'll try and do the Far Cry 5 DLC or something like that. I don't know, because I'm going to be doing A Hat in Time for the next couple months at least. So, yeah, I mean, it may not take that long, but we'll see what happens. But that's the plan. So, I've done a lot of rambling, update videos, that's what they're like. I'll be shoving this commentary over some random footage. I don't know if it'll be Snake Pass, because that's historically been what I've shoved these commentaries over for the mid-year. I would have actually done this video yesterday, but obviously I was busy over the weekend, so I had to wait till today to do it. But happy 1st of July, everybody. We're halfway through the year. I hope that everybody is having a good year so far, and I will see you all in my 10th anniversary video, which, to be honest, if I'm really being honest with you, it's very likely not going to be anything really overly edited. It will very likely just be like the 5-year video where I just sit and chat with you in person. That's kind of my basic plan. It's the best way to do things. I can talk about the past 5 years as well as the history overall with my channel on YouTube and where I'm at mentally and things like that. I think it would be the best thing I could do. I could do that, and I could also do something highly edited like the Minecraft anniversary stuff as well on top of that on the same day. But we'll see what happens. It's another August, September. It's another 4 months away. So, well, technically 3 months because it's at the beginning of October. But yeah, it's some time. So I've got time to think about it. But right now, we're just focused on A Hat in Time and cracking on with that. and then going back to Skyrim eventually. So, alright, that's it. I've rambled enough. I'm done. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. But thank you very much for watching this video if you did. And I will see you in whatever comes up next, which is probably a hat in time. So yeah, see you guys then. Bye!